Okay, I put some stuff together here for you. My view is wrong. You can't hardly see it. So, there. So I took this drawing. I redid the building here. Not sure exact details, but I redid the building here to have the 4 bays, a 40 by 60 commodity shed. I drew 30 foot of concrete out here just because I think that's what you would need for the payloader to stay on the concrete pretty much. And this would be kind of my final drawing with corn grinding and everything here. So then I took that, dropped that over here, broke it down to 1 roasting system, 1 hopper bin, 2 storage bins. I see I forgot to get rid of a line up there. Broke it down to the 2 storage bins, 1 milling bin, and 1 roaster in there. I got 2 tanks in here, and that's what we got. And then the pipe, the blow pipe comes up through the roof, goes over, and dumps down through the roof of the commodity shed. Now with that, I would have the you want to be careful putting a pipe through the roof so that you don't have leaking there. You want one of them rubber boots that go around that. So this is what I came up with. I guess this is kind of what you're looking for. I put some measurements to it. Now, a couple details I don't have exactly, and that is the size of this bin here exactly, and what for. I understand that you have an auger to the hopper bin. I don't know if that's transport auger or what that is, but whatever you're planning on using, I can draw that in here if as needed, because I'm not going to put measurements on where this bin goes unless I know the conveyance going to that, so I can make sure it's going to hold out, because I'm thinking we're going to want to move this a little farther away from here, because when it comes to putting a conveyor up there, we don't want to be hitting the eave and way high at the peak, and we don't want to incline it more than 50 degrees. So just looking at some of the measurements off the center of the road, I'm coming up with 47 foot to the edge of the commodity shed, and I'm coming up with 180 foot from the center of the road to the center of the grain bins. So that's 180 foot from the center of the road to the center of the grain bins, and 47 foot from the, which actually we could take up a little room here. I do have, let's see what I got there for distance between here, but I have probably 12 foot between the building and them unloads, which we could close that up a couple foot. Like, I'm at 47 foot, we could make that 50 foot and still have enough room to get through here to maintain this, work on that, anything in the future. So we could switch that to 50 foot without moving the bins, but then if you want to move it much more, we are going to want to be pushing the bins back, making that 180 foot farther. Now, looking at it, I guess I didn't do the exact measurement on where these bins are in relation front and back to this building, which that's negotiable. How far behind this building you want that bin sticking out. So I didn't actually put any measurements that way on where this building sets and where they set, which actually, if you're gonna have a auger up here, we'd probably be like, we could move this bin out this way and have that auger coming up, or back more, or farther away. So that will determine the length of the auger required going from that hopper bin to the tail of this roaster. I'll throw a 25 foot auger in there, but that could be variable. So that could be variable on how that goes together. and I'll figure that auger bolts up to a suck-up hopper bin. That's one of our standard hoppers. And just to give an overview, so that's 180 foot from the center of the road to the center of that bin. And this here is, we're looking at that 200 foot, and we're almost back to that 200 foot. And then here we're looking at 160 foot down to here. You're going to end up with 180 foot of excavated area here. So 180 by 200 about area there you're going to be working in. So hopefully this helps. If you want more details, just let me know and I can change the details. And with the way this is laid out in here, we can stick a second roaster in there, won't affect nothing. We can stick a grinding system back in here. It's, yeah, that size building is, we could actually do a small feed batching, like a micro batching system in here for different premixes. You could probably almost fit a micro batching system in here in the future for doing like premixes. So yeah, that's something I've done at quite a few farms, is design the batching systems to premix. But yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know what information you need. I can very easily, like for the layout of all this equipment, it is very easy for me to take this and drop it out into separate, go on the white. I can bring this in and I can send you everything on a PDF file with all the measurements. I can put the rest of the measurements in here and drop it all down to like a blueprint for the builder if they want. That just, I can adjust these however you want them, like how far off the road, and then I can print this out as a PDF or email it as a PDF to you with all the measurements. That way when it comes time to build, you can give the measurements to your builder or excavator and tell them what you want to do, and they can place the pins where you want, and I can measure like from here down to the building. That way we know how far behind we're going to be. I would want that auger length that's coming off of here going up to this bin, just so I can make sure that's positioned correctly so everything reaches. But yeah, I can do the system layout that way. So let me know if there's any of that information you want, what details you'd want changed, and what information you would want on the drawing, which I can also do this on PDF also. Like I can have it like this where it shows the land, that way you know. Which if I would do this style here on a PDF, I would put a mark here saying this is the center of the road. I label that way you know what you're working with. That way it's not just measuring off nothing there. And then I would also take this and put measurements to it. That way, instead of just having a blue line, we have measurements. So yeah, if you want that information, let me know and I can put that all together. So I think this is pretty much what you're looking at, and we will go from there. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll get the quotes over. I'll get them updated and send over, and should have them beginning of the week. I'll see once. Maybe I'll just send them out if Ann Martin isn't able to get them out Monday, because I can send them out the same. Just it would be under my name instead of theirs, but same pricing. So we'll go from there.